I was only 7 when my cruel stepsister brutally smacked me and disfigured me permanently. She wanted to punish me for being more beautiful than her. I tried telling the truth to my father and stepmother, but she played the victim, and everyone believed her. And that day, they sealed my destiny. Nobody ever saw me again afterward. Kate threatened to kill me if I ever spoke the truth to anyone. I stayed silent, as I truly believed Kate could kill me. I was given a mask to hide my scarred face, and it became my identity. Soon, my stepmother spread a disgusting rumor.
Her mother put a hex on the girl. Anyone who gazes upon her face dies.
Everyone was scared of me. I was completely alone. The most tragic part was that my own father decided to lock me up.
Let me out, Father! Let me out! You can't lock me up, Father!
I can, and I will.
I missed my mother. Her wedding gown was the only thing I could call my own. 10 years passed, and my abuse grew. One day, Kate even destroyed my mother's gown. It was the day I decided to escape this family of monsters. Coincidentally, it was also the day my father had organized a party for the most handsome man on land, Duke Edgar Collins. He was also the most eligible bachelor in Lockwood, who hated such social gatherings.
Kill me now.
Duke Edgar!
A bold mother pushed her daughter towards the Duke as he passed by them.
Please spend the night with my daughter. I think you'll find she'll make an excellent wife.
All eyes were on the three of them, as Duke Edgar was the main topic for the night.
I wasn't aware that your daughter works in the red light district.
My daughter's a virgin.
Duke Edgar stepped to the left to pass the disappointed mother and daughter. He had only arrived less than 3 minutes ago, and he had now already been accosted by nearly every mother in the room, ever since it was announced that he was looking for a wife. The culprit behind the rumor was none other than the scheming king, who had nothing better to do than to ruin the life of his friend.
Huzzah!
It was no surprise the women had accepted the rumors and pushed their daughters to try and catch the Duke as their husband.
Huh. Oh.
Give up already.
Never.
Duke Edgar Collins was the only son of his father and sole heir of countless lands. He lived similar to a king, and thanks to his connection to the king himself, nothing was impossible for Edgar.
The finest silk from China.
He was said to be a cunning, dangerous man. But when money came into the equation, his history was long forgotten. Owner of a failing household, Baron Desmond was a man he never cared for. Edgar couldn't figure out why a man on the brink of bankruptcy would throw such an elaborate party.
Duke Collins.
Edgar didn't miss the way the Baron announced his name like he was a young girl making her debut at a ball.
Baron?
It was so kind of you to visit my home and attend my party. Everyone is asking about you, and I mean everyone.
The Baron was pleasantly surprised to see the Duke. He was a nervous wreck from all the questions being thrown his way from guests who had only come to see Duke Edgar Collins.
Save it, Baron. We both know why I'm here. And unlike the king, I'm not even entirely sure that you have the information that I need about the missing girls.
Women had been disappearing from Lockwood left and right. Desmond sent a note claiming to have information and wished to speak with the Duke at his party.
Of course I know why you're here, and I do have the information. But it would be rude of me not to offer you a drink. Forgive me, but you seem to be perspiring quite a bit, huh?
Desmond looked around, wondering if his house needed more windows opened.
I do not need another fucking drink! Now, let me tell you what I do need. You see, I might have a lot of time on my hands these days, but I still don't like when it's wasted. If you brought me here just as entertainment for your guests, I will see to it that you hang in the morning.
I'm sorry.
Desmond cried out as the Duke lifted him up by his collar, his feet dangling off the ground as he was pressed into the wall. He heard the Duke was a monster, but thought of it as a joke.
Sorry.
He tightened his grip around the Baron's neck.
That sounds like you are confirming that you do not have the information that I need. Do you know how easy it would be for me to break the neck of such an old man like you? Is this the entertainment that your guests wanted?
Desmond felt the hairs on his body stand tall as Edgar's cold breath blew against his skin.
I have the information. Yeah, it's right upstairs.
Oh, gee. Why didn't you just say that before? Did you wish for me to kill you?
No, Duke. I should have brought it right away. Forgive me. Can you let me down, please? I'd hate for them to see you in the wrong, make a bad impression.
What Desmond really meant was he no longer wanted to be embarrassed about being strangled at his own home.
I suppose.
Edgar released this man back down to the floor.
I will need somewhere to be alone so I'm able to smoke.
The garden is made off limits, so please smoke there. However, my daughter would love to have a moment with you. If you could just spend a few minutes with her outside, yeah?
Do I look like a shooting star to you, Baron?
Baron Desmond was completely puzzled.
A shooting star? Edgar, confused. How could you be a shooting star?
Well, you seem to think that I'm in the business of granting wishes. So, answer me this. Do I look like a goddamn shooting star?
No. No, you do not.
Good. Now run along and fetch me the information that I need.
Yes.
Edgar pulled a cigar out of his coat pocket as he hurried outside. Before anyone else could make their move to introduce their daughters to him, Edgar would rather be outside in the freezing cold than back in the house, where he could feel the heated gaze of young women.
Can I just have a second alone?
Passing by the stairs where he was standing, Edgar spotted a young woman hurrying off somewhere as she hugged a coat to protect her from the cold. So he made his presence known.
That's a little thin to protect you, isn't it?
The woman halted, seemingly shaken up due to the fact that someone had caught her wandering around.
Let's go.
Oh, the vipers, a lot of them. Oof, I should have brought 2 coats.
The party is inside.
I'm very aware of that, Alessandra. Why did you tense up when I said your name? Like I shouldn't know what it is. Who else would be wearing a mask around the Baron's home with the rumored cursed daughter?
After a moment of silence, Alessandra finally spoke.
Are you scared of me?
No. There are far scarier things in this life. Why should I be scared of you? All because of that mask?
Duke Edgar blew his smoke out. The scent reached Alessandra's nose, and she found it to be disgusting.
I'll kill you if you don't stop.
I do hope it speeds up the process. Are you scared of me?
He asked after she had not once looked around to see who she was speaking to.
I'm not aware of who you are.
Right. I am Edgar Collins, but you can call me Edgar. That would be fine.
The Duke.
Alessandra's eyes widened. She never expected such a man would be here. She thought her father was lying.
You are said to be married. Is that why you're here? For my sister, Kate?
I would rather die. No offense.
He added that only because he knew the Baron was pushing Alessandra's sister to meet him.
None of those young women in there shall be my wife. They are all just like matching dolls in a set.
What about me? If I were to ask you to marry me, what would you say?
Alessandra nervously waited for his answer.
What none of you seem to understand is the sole fact that you would be setting yourself up for a loveless marriage if I were to pick you. I am not interested in getting married. But then this godforsaken rumor got passed around.
Well, what if I don't want you to love me?
Edgar chuckled.
Most marriages these days didn't begin with love, but then someone started feeling the emotion. It cannot be guaranteed that you wouldn't expect love.
Alessandra had proposed an idea. After all, she was desperate to get out of her father's home.
What about a contract?
A contract marriage. I've never had a proposal like that before. Did your father put you up to this?
My father has no idea that I'm out here speaking to you, Duke Edgar. No one was supposed to see me pass by. No one is supposed to see me, ever.
Alessandra replied with the honest truth. Not many people had ever seen Alessandra since the Baron kept her out of sight. Alessandra wasn't of any use to him, thanks to the mask she wore and the rumors surrounding her.
Everything I say to you right now has nothing to do with my father. I leave it up to you to believe me. I'm not interested in marrying anyone for love. I only wish to leave this place and never look back.
The Duke paused. Could he trust her?
So then what is the plan? Does your father plan to marry you off to a man far older than you? Or does he plan to ship you off somewhere? I mean, it has to be pretty drastic for you to ask a man that you don't know to marry you.
Edgar pressed his cigar against the stone wall to end it.
It is suffocating to be here. I'm forgotten by my own father. I do not care about your looks, Duke Edgar, nor your money, nor anything the others might want. Frankly, I only see you as an escape.
Perhaps their meeting was unplanned, but Alessandra didn't want to leave without proposing what she had in mind.
I have heard my family speak of how the king wishes you to marry. For someone not interested in a romantic relationship, I might be a good choice. I will live quietly, like a ghost. I will do whatever you want of me, and I shall not love you.
For once in his life, Edgar found a woman's words believable. Still, he wasn't looking to entertain the idea of being married to her just yet.
It is not hard for me to find an actress to play the role of my wife.
If it were so easy, you would have done so already. If the king is toying with you, choosing a wife like me will certainly make him regret it.
The corners of his mouth lifted.
You're quick on your feet. And the rumors they say about you are false. You're not timid at all. You're smart.
You are said to be a monster, yet you seem human to me. I do what I must to survive. But if you're not interested in doing a contract with me, then I shall leave you be.
When Edgar did not respond, she took another step, thinking the man did not want any plans in what she was offering him. But then, he surprised her.
Meet me in my residence tomorrow. We will discuss further details there, and then I will give you my answer.
Really?
Alessandra was surprised he was actually contemplating her offer, but was even more surprised Edgar wanted her to meet him at his residence.
But I never leave here.
I gathered that much from all your sneaking around this place. Think of it as a test. I want to see how determined you are. I've spent far too much time at your home, but hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Oh, Duke Edgar!
Kate stepped outside to secure her alone time with the Duke, but her blood boiled at the sight of Alessandra.
I hope she has not offended you, Duke Edgar. She was not supposed to be out here.
Kate glared at Alessandra, warning her to run away. Edgar stopped right beside Kate.
She has not offended me, not like your father has.
Thank goodness.
It might be due to me being an only child, but shouldn't you be referring to her as your sister, or maybe even her name?
Seeing the Duke speaking to her sister, Alessandra used this chance to run away before any of them would ask her to speak. Now that Kate knew she had spoken to the Duke, all hell would break loose tomorrow. Edgar listened quietly to the sound of Alessandra running away, while Kate tried to think of a good answer to what he had asked her. He wondered what Alessandra was so afraid of when it came to Kate.
You are correct, Duke Edgar. You see, when siblings argue, we tend to do petty things to one another. But I do love my sister. But, as you can see, she is extremely shy and can be awkward at times. That is why I was concerned that she might have offended you.
Kate put on her mask of being a good sister. She would do anything to make the Duke see she was a good person. There was no one else she saw worthy of being her husband.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I am sorry.
Kate was caught off guard by him denying her advances.
You see, Duke, I had hoped for some alone time between the two of us. I wish to show you that I could make an excellent choice for your wife.
Edgar was annoyed with Kate, who could not take a hint.
What is it with this misconception that I am only looking for a wife that pleases me in bed?
You visit the red light district.
Edgar shrugged his shoulders, not seeing what that had to do with his future wife.
And what if I were to go there to read a book?
It is awfully loud there.
Enlighten me. How do you know of how loud it is there?
Edgar grinned, enjoying the sight of Kate realizing her mistake.
What on earth would the Baron's daughter be doing in a place like that? Except for listening to gossip of what others do there.
No, you are misunderstanding.
Kate tried to clear it up right away. She had never visited such a place.
Understand this, Kate. What you are doing now will never entice me. Besides, I have already received a better offer.
My lord!
There are plenty of other suitors to come and rescue you, princess. Excuse me.
Edgar left Kate behind, both utterly confused and embarrassed.
No, go away! Nobody humiliates me like that. No one!
Meanwhile, Alessandra returned to her room, thinking about her meeting with the Duke. She felt a sudden anticipation for tomorrow's talk with Edgar. She wished tomorrow would come sooner.
Hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Next morning, Sandra woke feeling more tired than usual.
Milady, breakfast is here.
Suddenly, Alessandra remembered her conversation with the Duke the previous evening. It was very possible today was the day her life would change forever.
Milady?
What is she still doing here?
Your breakfast?
Alessandra was confused why her tray had been placed on the floor today if the maid was still standing there. Suddenly, Alessandra felt a crushing pain in her hand.
Good morning, sister.
I said, good morning, sister.
Good morning, Kate.
Run along.
Did you have fun last night, Alessandra?
Yes.
Yes?
Kate detected boldness in Alessandra and hated it.
Just because you ran into the Duke last night, you think you had fun.
No. It's not that. I had fun in my room last night. The music reached my room.
Is that so? Tell me, what did you discuss with the Duke last night?
Kate needed to confirm with her own ears nothing serious had happened between the Duke and Alessandra. She'd be humiliated if it turned out he'd taken an interest in Alessandra and not her.
I did not notice him standing there as I was passing by. He called my name when I failed to address him, and then he scolded me, and then you arrived.
Kate wasn't ready to accept this was the full story.
What else?
He spoke about marriage and about you as an option. Nothing more, I swear.
Alessandra couldn't stand the pain, but Kate was still deciding if she believed her stepsister. Kate freed Alessandra's hand. She was pleased Edgar had spoken about her, but she wondered, why on earth was he playing so hard to get last night when the two of them walked back into the party?
Of course he spoke about me, but who would want to speak to you, freak? In any case, you shouldn't have shown him your face yesterday. What if he'd thought himself cursed and then came after us in anger? What would you have done then, freak? Do you think you would have been safe?
Kate pushed every ounce of her force into Alessandra's hand to hurt her as much as possible.
Then stay in your room, you miserable...
Kate, stop it this instant!
Desmond Barrett was hardly shocked to see his youngest daughter hurting his eldest.
But father, The Duke saw her last night, and they spoke.
You did? Why didn't the Duke mention this to me? I'll take care of this, Kate. Move along. Now.
Despite the pain in her hand, Alessandra tried to disappear quickly. A dispute with her father was the last thing she needed.
Alessandra, tell me what happened last night between you and the Duke. And why were you out of your bedroom? You know we were having a party. What if someone had seen you?
Nobody came with dinner last night and I was hungry. The garden is off limits. I thought I could run by quickly. That is all, Father.
Alessandra's words weren't enough for Desmond. The Duke's seeing her could have ruined Kate's chances of marrying him. And Desmond couldn't afford to let that happen.
Fine. What did you talk about then?
He only asked if he could smoke there and then talk to me about Kate as a marriage candidate.
Really?
He'd been worried Kate did not successfully seduce the Duke last night.
The Duke is a very strange man. He must want to observe her a little longer. This is good. This is very good. Still, you shouldn't have gone out. What if I changed my mind and someone saw you out there?
Alessandra wondered if her father would rather she had starved.
I'm sorry, Father.
Yes, well, no use in scolding you now. Whoever didn't bring your food is to blame. And as for Kate, well, I'm sorry about your hand. She's just thinking about the family. You must get terribly bored being in this room all the time, Tell me, what do you need to pass the time? Tell your father, and I shall go fetch it.
Well, now that you should ask, I've run out of things to paint. I wish to paint the town. Could I possibly take an outing to explore new landscapes? I promise I won't let anyone see my face.
Desmond knew Katrina would never agree with this, but if they kept Alessandra locked away, she would try to leave her bedroom more. He concluded that it was best to give her a little bit of freedom, especially after what Kate did.
Promise me, you won't leave the carriage.
I promise. I would never lie to you, Father.
Alessandra's plan was underway. Alessandra rushed into the carriage, heart pounding. This was what freedom might finally look like.
Word to me, lady.
Duke Edgar Collins' estate.
Meanwhile, the Duke stood waiting, restless, unmoving. He wasn't a man used to waiting. Women usually vied for his attention, hung on his every word. But this one, she'd left him wondering, and still, he waited. What was she about to say before Kate interrupted? Was it a yes or a no? His jaw tensed, hands clasped behind his back, eyes locked on the horizon through the towering windows. He should have walked away, and yet, why was he still drawn to her?
Your breakfast.
Alfred found it odd that the Duke was not seated at his desk as he normally was.
Good morning, Alfred. Has anyone come to see me this morning?
Are you expecting someone, sir? Should I prepare breakfast for them?
Edgar thought if all went as planned, his home would finally have a lady again, the first since his mother.
I am not entirely sure. I extended an invitation to someone last night, but she has yet to arrive.
What?
She might become the lady of this house.
Duke Edgar was curious to see if Alessandra really would visit him. She was never seen out in public, so her coming all the way here to make a marriage contract with him was an intriguing prospect.
I do not plan to get married. Just the woman last night, she was so intriguing. And it would piss off the king and ward off anybody from surrounding me.
I do not understand. How could the lady's coming piss off the king and ward off others?
It will be self-explanatory if she were to come today.
How long has it been since...
Something was definitely amuck outside, but what exactly was it? Alfred rushed over, concerned. It was unlike any maid to hurry toward him, let alone hand him a note.
Someone's seen a ghost.
Alfred started to read the paper.
Oh my. It appears we are in for a surprise, sir. The Lady Alessandra Barrett wishes to have an audience with you.
Duke Edgar was pleasantly surprised Alessandra had come, and earlier than he'd expected.
Well, invite her into my study.
Yes.
Alessandra Barrett. Interesting person you are.
Alessandra had arrived. She wasn't sure if this was the right choice, but she was desperate to escape, and no one dared cross the Duke, which made her wonder, what was she walking into?
No wonder he's the biggest catch to get married. Duke's filthy rich.
Large doors of Edgar's home opened up, revealing a man in butler clothes.
Welcome, Alessandra Barrett. The Duke is expecting you.
Alfred made sure not to stare at her mask, so as not to be rude.
Come. I'll lead the way.
Alessandra was breathless. Trading her prison for a vast estate felt unreal. And when she saw the Duke shared her love for painting, she wondered, was he the perfect match? Or were they two swords that couldn't rest in the same sheath?
He's in here.
Alfred did not know how Edgar and Alessandra had gotten to the point of wanting to marry one another, but he could tell how nervous she seemed. He smiled to ease her fears. After all, he was starting to like having her around. Alessandra felt her heart skip a beat when the door closed behind her.
I wasn't expecting you to show up. But if you did, breakfast time wasn't my guess.
Was I meant to come in the night? As a thief would?
Her boldness shocked him. He had meticulously orchestrated every condition in the contract, details Alessandra hadn't even considered. He saw her desperation to escape, and he made sure she wouldn't turn it into an advantage.
Let's get on to business, shall we?
What is the Duke's true reason for pursuing the cursed Alessandra? Would their loveless marriage turn into something far more dangerous or real? What will the Duke do to Alessandra when he sees her real face behind the mask?
To know what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next 1 minute and listen to the Blockbuster series, The Duke's Masked Bride.